So the divergence test is relatively simple. It says if you have some sort of sequence from n equals 1 to infinity of a sub n, so this is like our a sub n, you can take a limit as n goes to infinity of a sub n. And if that equals some number other than 0, or if it does not exist, then we can say it diverges. So if we did a limit, if we evaluated a limit as n goes to infinity for n plus 7 factorial over n plus 9 factorial, and if that equals 1, then we say it diverges. If this does not exist, then we say it diverges. If this equals 0, this limit, then the divergence test actually can't make any statements. It might diverge, it might converge, okay? So if the limit equals 0, we can't say anything. All right, so let's check it out. For factorial, here, and I'm just going to abbreviate limit because it's hard to write with this thing. A factorial means you multiply all the integers descending until you get to 1. Okay, so n plus 7 factorial, I can expand that. Actually, I'm only going to expand the bottom because I'm going to try to make this cancel out with the top. Because watch, on the bottom, n plus 9 factorial, that's the same as n plus 9 times n plus 8, right? Let's say n equals 3 in this instance. So 3 plus 9 would be 12. 3 plus 8 would be 11. 3 plus 7 would be 10. We're descending, right? And I'm going to stop there. This is, if n equals 3, this would be 12 times 11 times 10. That's what a factorial asks you to do. Maybe I should have started with a refresher. That's all a factorial is. So I've expanded the factorial a bit. Now I have an n plus 7 up top and on bottom. And that cancels out. So we have an equivalent expression, just much simpler. Oops. So we're looking for the limit as n goes to infinity of 1 over n plus 9 times n plus 8. And we remember from Calc 1 that this limit is going to be 0 because as n goes to infinity, the numerator stays 1, the denominator gets really big. So 1 divided by a really big number, we're getting closer and closer to 0. So for this one, we would say the divergence test does not apply, or we cannot state whether it converges or diverges based on the divergence test.